thank you all very, very much. Asanteni sana. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Eugene, for some lovely words. I'd also like to thank my colleagues in Parliament who are here today. I'd like to thank all the many, many councillors from different parts of the country who are here today. I want to thank the many, many Kenyans from all over the country who have graced this occasion. Truly, 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 today is a wonderful and the beginning of a wonderful new beginning for this country. Ladies and gentlemen, today, as we launch the National Alliance, the Alliance of Believers, a vessel in which Kenya will sail to the shores of unity, peace, and prosperity. A foundation on which future generations will look back and agree that this was a turning point when Kenya left behind the woes of puberty and came to age politically. When that which divides us as a nation was abandoned in the interest of nationhood. There are no two ways, ladies and gentlemen, to this noble cause. Our ship has set sail today, and past the storm, we shall sail to the promised land. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not Uhuru's alliance. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your alliance. I take this opportunity to first and foremost thank God Almighty for giving us the sanity to dream of a world of possibilities. I want to also take this opportunity for the first time publicly to thank my loving wife Margaret, who is here, and indeed my whole family for agreeing to let me share myself, my views, and my visions with all Kenyans. Ladies and gentlemen, these people add color to my life, to my visions, and to my aspirations for Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also indebted to the architects of this wonderful establishment that we now call the National Alliance. Men and women of humble means who had nothing but great aspirations for this nation and asked only the little things that they could do for this great nation. The network of volunteers spread out in every county and village with only one singular message at heart, that this great republic deserves better. Ladies and gentlemen, the foot soldiers who have taken on the social media to support and proclaim that Kenya is for Kenyans. Believers who have resolved that this course is unstoppable. The text of our country's history will not be complete without the mention of these sacrifices made by many young people throughout this country. I thank them. Ladies and gentlemen, this alliance is a union of the willing and the able. Those willing to believe that Kenya can take up its leadership role in Africa as an oasis of peace and prosperity. Those able, ladies and gentlemen, to bring this dream to fruition, those willing to serve for the collective good in their own little ways, those able, ladies and gentlemen, to imagine a world of unlimited possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, the ingredients of the national cake are sufficient to bake a cake big enough for each and every one of us. All we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to indulge wisdom in choosing the bakery, but more so, the team that will bake the cake. Let us no longer settle for mediocrity and barren promises. Because of the pursuit of happiness is not the preserve of a few, but it is the birthright of all who believe in its pursuit. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look forward to a brighter Kenya with unprecedented hope, unwavering commitment to change. One might be tempted to ask, what is in a political party? Why should Kenyans trust the National Alliance as their last best hope for their dreams and aspirations? We have seen parties come and go since the pre-colonial era. Their ideologies have been hatched and crushed even before the ink on the party manifesto has dried. Many are forced to believe that parties are a means to gain power. And to some extent, this is true. The principles of why political parties exist have been greatly abused before. The National Alliance seeks to dispel the belief that politicians are bigger than the party. We want to restore the ideologies that the party is bigger than the politicians. We now have a new Political Parties Act, and this has now taken its big brother role, and any party in future that pursues an individualistic agenda or personality cult has no future in the Kenya of today. The National Alliance has been structured firm on ideologies that it subscribes to, and these are firmly rooted in its core beliefs. We, as a party, believe in the principles of African social justice that are founded on progressive policies and ideologies. We are a party driven by everyday desires that Kenyans have. A collection of small solutions which, when collated, form a collective solution to what ails Kenya today. Ours, ladies and gentlemen, is a party whose engine is oiled with a that focuses into the future by offering solutions to the problems of today and the emerging challenges of tomorrow. We seek to dispel the notion that parties are founded with a vision of getting power. The Alliance, ladies and gentlemen, is driven by a deep desire to fully implement our new constitution and the spirit of achieving our national development agenda as laid down in our Vision 2030. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are asking you here present and every Kenyan who is watching us today to judge us on as we move forward. We seek, ladies and gentlemen, your approval to tackle the core areas which we believe are critical for our development as a country. The government cannot always solve the social problems inflicting its citizenry. But it is indeed the duty of the government to offer an enabling environment for its citizens to tackle their everyday problems. We seek to offer a unique approach to addressing recurrent problems that have stagnated development in the past. We promise, ladies and gentlemen, to address the hurdles that stand in our way to prosperity for all. We promise to fold our sleeves and get on the ground to get your feedback and to partner in getting sustainable solutions. There is no greater calling, ladies and gentlemen, than that which demands from each and every one of us service to the nation and service to all. We as a party, ladies and gentlemen, break away from the norm to give a party that is sensitive to your aspirations and in touch with your basic needs. When the farmer in our bread basket is able to fetch a good price for her beans, her sugar, because the government has eliminated unscrupulous middlemen and offered incentives and farm outputs and facilitated alternative markets for our produce, the spirit of our alliance will be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, when that young man leaves tertiary college or university and is inspired to start a small enterprise with dreams of growing it into a medium-sized enterprise, offering employment to his peers because the government is willing to offer an enabling environment to start-up entrepreneurs, the spirit of our alliance will be there. Ladies and gentlemen, when our senior citizens know that they can retire in peace, knowing that the government has safeguarded their pension investments through a proper revolving fund and a robust medical scheme that serves the needs of the people in a transparent and genuine manner, the National Alliance will be alive. When our children, their children, and their children's children are assured of a sustainable planet because the government has partnered with the willing to be able to reverse the negative impact of environmental degradation, thereby preserving the future. When our Constitution is used to guarantee a world of unlimited possibilities, then our National Alliance will have lived to its true promise. Ladies and gentlemen, when our courts never shy away from doing justice, as justice has the capacity to proclaim itself from the mountaintops, we have every reason to raise our eyes unto the hills and utter a prayer of thankfulness that our fundamental rights are protected under the judicial system of Kenya. We will know at that moment that the National Alliance is alive. Ladies and gentlemen, every so often, our red, green, black, and white stripes are hoisted high in the sky of foreign lands. An affirmation that Kenya is a country capable of competing and emerging the best on the world arena. Our sportsmen and women have marketed brand Kenya in unprecedented ways, sometimes even without local recognition and appreciation. The National Alliance recognizes the role played by our sporting activities in developing a healthy nation and the investment gains acquired when the victorious sportspersons return home with their spoils. This alliance, ladies and gentlemen, will accord all sports the seriousness they deserve by creating a network that mushrooms from the grassroots to the national level. Talent development in our country, not just in sports, but in all areas, will be the new frontiers from where the war on poverty will be waged. We cannot, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and wait for solutions that are imported from abroad. A nation that is highly dependent on foreign incentives can only grow so much. The National Alliance will lay emphasis on homegrown solutions to our problems, to the problems afflicting our nation and the African continent. We shall engage, ladies and gentlemen, with other leaders of the world to foster bilateral relations and negotiate economic opportunities that will be for the benefit of Kenya. Our sovereignty, ladies and gentlemen, is core to the beliefs of the National Alliance, and safeguarding it will be paramount if we are to gain the respect and influence we deserve as a nation. We cannot compromise that which God has given for temporary gains. Freedom is never given on a silver platter. It is fought for and earned by those who believe in justice and equality for all. Every year, ladies and gentlemen, we honor the men and women who love this country so much to have laid down their lives for it. We must task our government with the duty of safeguarding this freedom. A government that loves its people must indeed heed this call. Ours is a country of unlimited potential, a nation that has proven it can dust itself from the ashes of tribalism and immerse itself in the springs of nationhood and prosperity. Of this, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you not just to believe, but to internalize. Let us believe that the power to change this nation lies within us, not just the politicians, not just the experienced, not the international community, but within you and me, all 40 million Kenyans, all of us together. We want to believe in the possibilities of a government that cares and listens and delivers on what it has promised. A government that might not always go where you want it to go, but that will take responsibility and account for all its actions. A government that embraces the spirit of the new constitutional order and lives to its true mandate. A government, ladies and gentlemen, that believes not in itself, but in you, the people of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey we begin today shall indeed be a long and tedious one. The path that we take shall and will be littered with a lot of snares and traps given the kind of politics that we have exercised in this country. But I ask you today, ladies and gentlemen, that let us choose the path that has least been taken. The path of peace and tolerance. The path, ladies and gentlemen, of an issue-based campaign and respect for our opponents. Our actions in the coming days and months must speak louder than the words that we shall utter. Let us not be drawn into the name-calling and politics as usual that has characterized the previous electioneering seasons. The National Alliance wants to bring a paradigm shift to these elections, and we must be seen, ladies and gentlemen, to act differently. The National Alliance party officials who are before us today are professionals from all walks of life, committed to the party, and who will not be seeking elective positions in the forthcoming election. And this provision we have in our Constitution to ensure that the party has not only the most committed, youthful, and dedicated officials, but the party remains strong and on course with its program and its agenda, as will have been agreed with the people. We also want to ensure that, as a party, we will also deal with the other major political problem that bedevils political parties in our country. That says that once an election is over, the winner takes everything. In the past, ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, losers in a political campaign would be in the political cold until the next general election. And they would spend their time, unfortunately, undermining the incumbent of that election. The result of this, ladies and gentlemen, was that the elections in Kenya were always cutthroat, and inevitably, the ganging up of the losers against the victor ensured that our society and our system of politics failed to nurture leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the party nomination rules that we will seek to put in place will seek to circumvent this problem by ensuring that losers in the nomination process, having achieved a threshold of votes, would be incorporated at the various levels of appointive positions in keeping with their qualifications, so that no leader who is able and willing to serve the people is excluded from the leadership of this country. What this means, ladies and gentlemen, is that the party will be open to everyone without fear or favor. In my own career in politics, I can indeed testify that 90% of the problems that take place in political parties in Kenya take place during the nomination of candidates. If the fear of being rigged out at the nomination stage is removed, there will be less need for a myriad of political parties. The accommodation, ladies and gentlemen, of losing candidates into other positions will safeguard the cardinal principle of fair competition, while assuring that after the competition, the like-minded, the able, and indeed the popular are able to work together for our nation and its people. This, ladies and gentlemen, instead of engaging in negative and destructive politics that have resulted in our country being unable to achieve its development goals. Ladies and gentlemen, this will allow the party to grow and to ensure that our ideologies and programs and policies are not only developed by the party, but are also effectively implemented once we are in government. Ladies and gentlemen, our ambassadors of change must drive this new image of a modern party. When all is said and done, this republic must emerge from the next general election stronger and more united than ever before. The National Alliance will spare no effort in ensuring this happens. In the same spirit of unity, the National Alliance is eager and willing to work and even merge with other like-minded parties to ensure greater stability and cohesion in the political arena. It was once said, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like to quote, that to accomplish great things, we must not only act, but we must also dream. We must not only plan, but we must also believe. We today have seen a dream being unfolded. We have seen the wings of hope that can carry us into the future and beyond. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not some grand, elaborate design. No. On the contrary, it is very simple and very basic. It is all about our dreams. We all dream, children more so. But we must all now start believing in order to achieve great things for this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, we seek today your blessing to offer a world of possibilities, an opportunity to draft the Kenya we want into our manifesto, and a mandate to implement the vision of this new republic. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in your hands the power to truly attain that which we all dream for our nation, Kenya. The foundation has been laid, and the mason's tools are once again in your hands. Let us build a God-fearing republic, and in so doing, the good Lord of all creation will bless this our land and nation. Injustices are addressed, and genuinely so, reconciliation takes center stage, and healing is inevitable. It is only then we realize that the answer to nationhood lies not in revenge or tribal animosity, but in justice being our shield and defender. Our wealth, ladies and gentlemen, as a nation, will then be found within us, within our reach, and within the ability, or our ability, to tolerate each other and to work together towards a common destiny. If we cultivate unity and peace and allow for individual liberties, then, ladies and gentlemen, I assure you that plenty is guaranteed within our borders. The true doctrine of democracy dictates that governments are not formed of some people, by some people, for some people, but rather by the people, for the people, by the people, of the people, and for the people. The people of the Republic of Kenya, that is who the people are. This is the core belief of the National Alliance. I would like to reiterate at this stage something that was posted on our Facebook page by Jacob Obolo, who believes and he states, in one nation, one destiny, peace and prosperity for everyone. This will not be in vain under the National Alliance. Luzinga James, again, in another posting on Facebook, says that he believes a visionary leadership that will consolidate funds to the local mwananchi under an affordable repayment rate, and this is well within our reach as a focused people. We believe the youth can have greater involvement in decision making. It is in the beliefs of all Kenyans that the National Alliance hopes to lay a strong foundation for today and the future. Fellow Kenyans, a nation without hope and belief is on the verge of stagnation and retrogression. We must keep believing. We must press on with unparalleled hope. We must keep vigilance. We must never lose focus of our ultimate destination as a nation. What do you believe in? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe in a Kenya, and as a constant reminder of my love and commitment to our beloved country, I wear my own wristband here. A wristband that has our nation flag and colors at all times. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that if we put our minds to it, we can change this country forever. I believe we have the burden and privilege of carrying the country into the future. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we as a nation are destined for greatness. I believe we can overcome tribalism, poverty, corruption, disease, ignorance, and all other ills that bedevil this country. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that united as a people, nothing is impossible. I, ladies and gentlemen, do believe. Ladies and gentlemen, let us never forget that there is no nation that doesn't have a history. But the time has come for us to learn from history and not to wallow and live in the past. For the longest time, the youth of this country have been told to look up to the elders. But now a time has come for the elders to turn to the youth and to say, it is on you to take this country forward. The answers, ladies and gentlemen, for a better tomorrow lie in you and me. This party and you, this party is you, and you are the party. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you and to say, let us put the past now behind us. Let us move forward on the wings of transformational change. I do believe this is possible. I do believe together we can. Ndio pamoja tunaweza. Mungu aibariki chama chetu kipya, atupatie sisi zote hekima, atupatie umoja kama taifa, atuongoze kwa yote yale ambayo tutayatenda, atusaidie tuweze kutembea kila kona ya taifa hili pamoja na vijana wetu, wakiongoza sio wakifuata, wakiongoza sio wakifuata. Na mimi sina shaka tukitimiza haya, ni mengi makuu ambayo tutaweza kuyatendea taifa letu na vizazi vijavyo. Kwa hayo machache, wenzangu, na washukuru nyote kwa kufika, na nasema Mungu na ibariki taifa letu la Kenya. Asanteni sana.
I believe siku moja ndoto moja, naamini nitaweza. I believe siku moja ndoto moja. Have a chance to bring change to Kenya. Look for